Hello. How's it going? Hi. It's Wednesday. I'm Jim. This is Jim on Sports. Live. Um, yeah, work got long today, so I'm just gonna hop on live right now. You know the kind of day where it's just like keeping your eyes open is a pain, but at the same time, shutting them does not help either. It's like, you know what? Maybe I need a nap. I can't take a nap right now. It's awesome. Anyway, hope your Wednesday is going well. Let's see. Got some uniform stuff to talk about. Bet you didn't know I'm a uniform nerd. You knew. You knew. Um, Welcome in if you're just finding the show. If you've been here before, thanks. Thanks. Um, this is Total Dallas. If you are new here, he's an idiot. Anyway, what's new? There's a fly flying around here in this office again. Um, so I'm like just trying not to give it the opportunity to fly into my mouth. And it's a fucking big one. Um, like it's just like a raisin, like so. Anyway, um, yeah, I'm just awkward right now. I'm just awkward, just all awkward. Um, JimOnSports.com, by the way, that's where you can find all the things about the show. Sign up for the newsletter. That's right. This stuff gets sent to you, even. Um, I'm not going to be happy until I'm just all up in your email. Just, just going to say that right now. Hey, NFL camp started. Uh, I guess the big story right now out of camp is uh, Bijan Robinson and Jameer Gibbs are staging hold-ins as they look for new deals, new contracts. Neither one of them participating in either the Falcons or the Lions. First training camp practice for both teams. Both players have had conversations with their teams about potential long-term deals, um, and both players expected to kind of reset everything. Saquon Barkley, of course, the current highest paid running back in the NFL, with a $20.6 million annual annual average. They're gonna go over that. Jameer Gibbs and Bijan Robinson. Who'd have thunk that, by the way, for Sonic? Or was was Jameer Gibbs Sonic or was he Knuckles? Like which one was David Montgomery? David Montgomery also, now with Houston. Um, I couldn't keep that straight. Couldn't keep it straight. Anyway, to be continued on that front because I'm sure something will happen. Either something's going to happen or they're both going to hit free agency or one of them's going to hit free agency, after the season, and reset things that way. So, Bengals defensive end Shamar Stewart carted off the field, left leg injury. Um, Never good when they have to bring out the cart. Severity had yet to be determined, even though that after imaging, even spotted wearing a protective leg brace on his left leg, was on crutches the whole bit. Team's first-round pick in 2025 battled injuries last year, got 1 sack in 8 games last year. So, not off to a good start. Couldn't have anything to do with it being Cincinnati, could it? Could it? Carolina Panthers rookie receiver Chris Brazzell II suffered a moderate LCL tear in his left knee. Sidelined for up to 8 weeks. Apparently a non-contact injury, too. He was in a 7-on-7 drill. And, again, no contact, just went down. So, he was competing for the Panthers' wide receiver 3 spot. So, selected 3rd round out of Tennessee. Had missed 2 practices earlier this week as well because of soreness in that knee. So, probably should have done something about that, you know. Tua Tagovailoa, also missing time right now. Surprise. Dealing with a flare-up of an undisclosed injury. Sources say that it's a bad back. Tua being out, Michael Penix being out right now as well. He's still recovering from his injury last year. So the Falcons relying on Cooper Rush to strengthen their quarterback room right now. Cooper Rush. If that's not a sign of just doing everything you can to protect your quarterback. Granted, back injury. I mean, that could have happened as he was getting out of bed this morning, playing with his kid, whatever. But still, you know, like all of a sudden, the Falcons are down to Cooper freaking Rush. Your daily dose of Infantino, whether you like it or not. He's holding soccer hostage, apparently. Listen to this. FIFA President Gianni Infantino set a September 19th deadline for the 211 member federations to approve his proposed private investment plan, which would give each association access of up to $40 million in funding. One-time deal. The Times of London first reported the news of the letter to the members. Sources telling ESPN that UEFA is considering options, and they're not exactly, like, hey, everybody, let's jump on board here. They're talking about options such as a potential World Cup boycott over what it described as a complete lack of consultation and governance. Infantino writes in the letter that a $10 billion funding package would be available if the plan is approved, compared with $2.7 billion if it's rejected. So, Johnny's good with numbers, apparently. The proposal, and yet another reason why he might be getting called before Congress right now, the proposal, backed by Thrive Capital, that's the investment firm founded by Joshua Kushner. Josh Kushner is the brother of Jared Kushner. Jared Kushner is Donald Trump's son-in-law. Let's see. Johnny got called before a House committee. Don't know if he's going to do it or not. But got called before a House committee over his dealings with the Trump administration, with the Trump organization, with the White House in general. And then this comes out? Like, after all that. Like, wow. The chrome-plated balls on that dude. Sources within women's football in England described FIFA's proposed plans as unconscionable. And who can blame them? They believe it could be incredibly detrimental to the women's game, with this with decisions being driven by profit rather than player safety. Those same sources saying that even though they understand the necessity of a UEFA boycott to oppose FIFA, they're concerned that women's football could become a pawn in politics. The next Women's World Cup is next year, which means, yeah, FIFA would play the hell out of that card. There's growing concern that boycotting the Women's World Cup will take place to allow negotiations to happen to prevent a boycott of the Men's World Cup. So, what are we waiting for as far as throwing Gianni Infantino in jail? What are we waiting for here? The Football Association and CONCACAF have both said they are deeply concerned by FIFA's plan to sell stakes in its major competitions. UEFA insisted that the World Cup is not an asset to trade. So, slap your logo in there for $1 billion, sure, but don't trade it. Like, it's fun to watch, but you hear all this stuff that goes on in the background. It's just like, sports stop being fun. Like, that's a whole mantra of this, of me. You know, sports are fun. This shit ain't fun. I don't need to be talking about Gianni Infantino every damn day. But he's putting it out there for himself. All right. So, uniform news. Let's talk about this. First, the NFL. Josh Allen is telling Bills fans to stop hating the team's new Nickel City alternate uniforms. Why do I just have this really bad feeling right now? Why do I have this bad feeling about what I'm about to see? Oh, God, what the... The fuck is that? Like, those might be the worst alternate uniforms I've ever seen. Like, across multiple leagues, those might be the worst. Here's what it all means. You got the blue helmet, the charge helmet, bringing the charging buffalo to life with the horn, eye, and charge streak displayed on a blue shell with a micrometallic flake finish. You got the nickel gray foundation. Nickel, like, is nickel like a big thing in Buffalo? I have no idea. Nickel gray foundation. You got the blue collar. You got the left chest charging buffalo, right? You know, right where D is. You got Go Bills inside the collar because, whew. Needless to say, fan reaction to Josh Allen telling them to stop hating the new Nickel City alternate uniforms is no. Absolutely not. We will not stop hating them. God, I don't even know when those are gonna be making us all stop watching, you know, a Bills game. But whew. Last week, the Rams unveiled 2 new alternate uniforms. Nope. Screwed up my order. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. Let's go to this. There's that. There we go. There's the Rams. Two sets. There's Matt Stafford. There's Myles Garrett. The fearsome white set mimics the road uniform worn by the fearsome foursome from 1964 to 1972. A new royal blue helmet that features white horns, white jerseys, block numbers, all that. I like those better than the Nickel City. I'll say that. I'll say like that should be a given. It's not a true throwback uniform because the Ram design, the actual Ram, is is their is their mascot PepsiCo. Might as well be. The actual Ram horn is still the modern design. You know, it's not the traditional just one piece. You know, it's the multiple piece Ram horn that they've got going on. So those actually look pretty cool. So those are all white. But like I said, not a true throwback, but it pays homage, which good enough, you know. The yellow ones are the classic Soul uniforms. Those honor the 75th anniversary of the 1951 NFL championship team, which marked their first title in Los Angeles after moving from Cleveland in 1946. FYI, the Rams used to play in Cleveland way back when. Royal blue block numbers, Northwestern stripes. That's what those things on the shoulders are. Same standard royal blue helmet with the the horn painted the modern way, but in the same color as the jersey. All that stuff. So again, another homage. So let's see here to the college ranks now. To the college ranks, and you saw this, because I couldn't get my orders right. Very good. Very good. Oh man. Like how soon are those things gonna be on clearance, man? Orange tagged to hell with those. Ohio State announced that they're adding a uniform patch under a new corporate sponsorship with J.P. Morgan Chase worth $17 million a year. Here's what that looks like for football. That patch going to be added to all of the athletics uniforms at Ohio State. It's a deal similar to the deal that Wisconsin struck with Culver's, the burger joint. They struck a deal with Culver's earlier this summer. Those two kind of go hand in hand, quite honestly. Wisconsin Butterburgers, you got Wisconsin Badgers. Okay, I get that. So Culver's is a Wisconsin company. Somebody high up at J.P. Morgan Chase is a big Ohio State fan. That's all that says to me. That's all that says to me. That said, Notre Dame saw that and said, $17 million. That's cute. And that's a similar deal with SoFi, worth $18 to $20 million a year, believed to be the richest in college sports history. It's the first time a corporate logo will appear as a patch on Notre Dame jerseys. Those will go over on all sports teams' uniforms as well. SoFi will establish a new annual $1.4 million fund. Only 1.4 on a deal worth 18 to 20 a year? Where's the rest of that money going? I need to figure out how to do NIL, like the old NWO. NIL. It's to support Notre Dame's Four for Forever campaign, which funds scholarships in 26 sports and supports student athletes through financial education, career development, and other opportunities. All that money just for Ohio State to lose to IU again? Probably. And yeah, that too. Like, where's where's my shirt patch? You know, where's that deal? It's just the Wild West when it comes to college sports now, you know? Like, for all the enjoyment that you get, for all the great games that you see in college football, especially in the playoffs. There have been some great college football playoff games. March Madness, all that. You also get just every tradition being stomped on and tossed aside, and it's all just a numbers racket now. It's all a race to see who can get the most cash. That's all it is now. And again, I get it. Like, it's a ton of cash for a little piece of fabric. I'll say that. All right, it's a lot of cash there. For a little patch of fabric on the uniform, cream. Cash rules everything around me. But like that one, like they could obviously do like, the same blue bat. Like they could have, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be that. That's the part that's the most offensive to me, quite honestly, is the fact that the SoFi logo sticks out like that. Do I have another one? No? Okay. God. Oh, those things are terrible. Those things are god awful. I'm just uniform news being made for not all the best reason. Still better than the Big 12 having Monster Energy drinks as the conference's title sponsor, though. Like that deal is, it labels everything as Monster Energy Big 12 football or Monster Energy Big 12 men's basketball. That's gross. Like that is an obvious cash grab. Like, my God. Like the worst kind of cash grab too. Just awful. Just awful. All right. Okay. All right. Got to make sure that the office isn't blowing up or anything or on fire. You know what's crazy about that? Like, just about all those uniform all those patches and whatnot, and say what you will about the NFL. I mean, they're coming out with, God, like alternate uniforms for damn near every team. But at least, with the exception of the Nike swoosh, they're not getting polluted with corporate sponsor patches. You see them now in baseball. You see them now in the NBA. Are they on the NHL? I know, like, the NHL has, like, helmet sponsors. You don't see a SoFi logo on the Rams jerseys. You don't see, a Bigelow T on the Giants jerseys. works, I guess, like they're sure they have them on the practice jerseys, but that's the practice jersey. We're talking about practice. All right? Just the Nike swoosh, and that's warranted at least, because like Nike's giving them like they're providing the equipment essentially. They're um, providing the uniforms. Okay, yeah, you get to put your logo on that then. Okay, that good, But like that, all right, when we used to just cry about the Nike swoosh being all over the NFL, like that's considered tame and probably even a little bit stodgy now. Like, just like for real, man. Like awful. I like the white ones. The yellow ones are kind of like the yellow ones that they had in the alternate, like a few years ago. Go back and watch the clips of like the game where they scored the most points with the Chiefs, where it was like 100 points or something, or like 99.50. Yeah, over 100 points actually in the game. It's that. So if you can handle, the color rush jersey with the yellow jersey and the yellow pants. Okay. Yeah, MLS has it too. Thank you, B. Hannon. By the way, good to see you, man. Dude wipes on the back of their jerseys. Well, like, also terrible, also terrible. I'm going to need people to buy them first. And also, I'm going to need to sell them first. That's the real first step. Make them, then sell them, then people buy them. It's like how the underwear gnomes, it's how they eventually profit. Step 1, steal underwear. Step 2, step 3, profit. So, I think it's like that anyway. Big Ten still wanting 24 teams in the college football playoff, and they certainly have a lot of support on that front too. Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti doubling down on his league's push for a 24-team CFP, saying that the Big Ten can still eliminate its conference championship game in time for a new format to begin in 2027. Which, how are you going to make that work? Like, I'm sure Fox has something to say about that, right? There's some things you have to unwind. There's no doubt about that, Petitti said about the Big Ten's TV contract with Fox to broadcast its title game. I think we're committed to doing that. But is Fox willing to listen? Or are they going to say, no, do the damn championship game? If the CFP format is going to expand in time for the 2027 season, the SEC and Big Ten need to agree on it because they've got the bulk of the control over the future format. That said, the Monster Energy Big 12, the ACC, and Notre Dame have all expressed support for a 24-team field. SEC still remains partial to a 16-team field until more information is provided to make an informed decision. Because, there's not enough info out there about, the pros and cons of each format. Right? I want the largest amount of playoff teams that keep championship games. I mean, like, I understand, expanding the playoff to include more teams. I get it. I mean, they needed to do it, from 4. Like that we can agree on. 12, 12. I'm not gonna lie. I think 12's the sweet spot. I really think 12's the sweet spot. But I'm not Tony Petit. I'm not Greg Sankey. I'm not the idiot selling, the Big 12's naming rights to Monster Energy, whatever that guy's name is. Um, I know it. Like if I saw it, I'd know it. Oh, that's the Big 12 guy. But right now, like he's just the idiot who sells Monster Energy as the title sponsor of the Big 12. CFP leaders are expected to get more answers at a meeting in August, but sources remain skeptical that a decision would be made then. There's another annual meeting in September at Big Ten headquarters, which I imagine looking a lot like Dr. Evil's lair. That could provide some more clarity on the direction that they're heading. Petiti said it's not a great thing to be talking about during the season, which, yeah. One of the biggest questions looming is how much revenue could be generated from a 24-team field. Lots. Like, how much is being generated with 12? At least double that. And if it would compensate for the lucrative revenue that the Power Four conference championship games, if it would cover that loss. So we shall see. Again, 12. 12, man. I mean, that's only one higher seeded team has made it out of the second round so far. Only one. That's like, what do you do? That said, it just makes it so much more fun to watch, man. Like it was, dare I say, it was actually kind of fun watching Miami go into College Station and beat A&M. It was fun watching Ole Miss beat Georgia. That was really fun. We're just getting to a point where it's going to be 64. I know it. Draymond re-upping with the Dubs for $27.7 million. 14 seasons already. He's been in the league for 14 seasons, and that's only topped by Steph Curry's 18, all with Golden State. So there's that. And some positive news, I guess, out of a terrible situation, but some positive news. Chiefs coach Andy Reid gave a positive update Wednesday on the condition of Mia Bieniemy, the wife of offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy. His wife was allegedly shot multiple times by the couple's son Sunday night at the family's home in Virginia. Reid said of Mia Bieniemy, who's 57, she's doing great. She's doing better and great from where she was. She's out of the ICU, making progress, so we're happy about that. Eric Bieniemy left the Chiefs training camp Sunday night to be with his wife. No timetable for his return, which, good. Since Sunday night, she's been hospitalized in stable condition. Police in Loudoun County, Virginia, confirmed Monday that a woman was being treated for serious injuries from multiple gunshot wounds, but did not disclose her identity. Sources told ESPN that Mia Bieniemy was shot in the chest and arm. Elijah Zion Bieniemy was arrested, charged with malicious wounding, use of a firearm in commission of a felony, and discharge of a firearm inside of a dwelling, according to the sheriff's office. Being held without bond at a detention center in Loudoun County. Like that's just crazy, you know? Like that's just crazy, man. Um, Andy Reid saying, I just want to make sure she's taken care of, and Eric the Third as well. Eric the Third, her oldest son, who has cerebral palsy. So obviously, some extra care has to be taken there. Um, so yeah, Eric Bieniemy's got his hands full, but you know, it sounds like everybody's going to be okay. You know, as far as his wife goes. So, my goodness. Hello, Nick. How you doing, bud? You're gonna get canceled bad mouthing A&M. I'll do it more. Guess what day it is today? What? Oop, wait. There we go. What day is it today? Because I'm not gonna lie. I honestly don't know. What day is today? Besides Wednesday. Um, besides July 29th. It's your birthday. Shit. Happy birthday, dude. How many is it? Are you old? Are you old like me? Is your beard like basically all gray in front? Yeah, that's something. I'm a youngin. Oh, it's National Hot Wings Day too. Ooh, that sounds good. Hot wings always sound good, man. Um, I'm a youngin. Well, God love you for it. So, a youngin with taste. Here's the here's the good taste, sir. I'm living the wild life here. That is that's a Coke Zero. What happened? What happened to me? God, you go to the emergency room once because you're having pain in your chest and it just winds up being acid reflux. Um, but oh, you gotta lose weight. You know, best way to do it: cut some sugar out. I mean, hot wings. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hot wings. Um, Mets not only won on your birthday, they won a series. They took game one of the doubleheader today against the Braves. They're 6-3 against the Braves this year, and still 15 below 500. They've won three in a row, which I think is for like the first time I think since April. I saw was it ESPN article talking about it? ESPN summary talking about it? I don't like they have the recap up. Okay. Here we go. Third straight win. Their longest streak since a 4-game run from May 27th through the 31st. Good God. 46 and 60. Oh, 16 games below 500. Good. Good. Uh, Jesus. AJ Ewing had 2 stolen bases, second 2-steal game of the season for Ewing, who's the first Mets rookie with multiple 2-steal games since Darryl Strawberry in 1983. Devin Williams didn't implode, tossed a 1-hit ninth for his 15th save of the season. Yikes. Holy hell. Detroit lost. Oh my God. Detroit was up 7-0. Detroit was up 7-0. They threw Skubal out there today. Skubal got his 1,000th career strikeout today. Part of his 6 that he got on the day. 6 2/3 for Skubal. 4 hits, 3 earned runs. So it kind of started falling apart with him. Yeah, well, he probably left those guys on, right? Yeah. 12 innings. They were up 7-0. They lose 10-9 to Baltimore. Woof. We went against those we don't like. We played best games against the Yankees, Phillies, and Braves, not counting the first game of the season, of course. But yeah, it's all those other teams that they play like crap against, like the NL Central or Miami. There's something about the frickin' Marlins, man, and the Mets. Aggravating. The Marlins are strewn about the Mets' history in not great ways. Like how many seasons have the Marlins personally ended a Mets season now in like the last 20 years or so? I think it's 3. Which, if you think about that, one team doing that consistently over a stretch of time, that's ridiculous. Sorry, I was talking to my aunt. Nothing. Nothing. Really, nothing. Yeah, they could play the Yankees, Phillies, and Braves all day. You know, although the Phillies, that last series was a bit rough. But the Braves 6-3 against the Braves this year. They showed up against the Yankees this year. Played them tough at least, which at this point is more than you can ask for. You know, but the Cubs trounced them. Miami will always have their number. I don't know why. You know. I remember when the Braves were the best team in the Major League Baseball. We came in and beat them, like today. What's Atlanta's record right now? Where are they sitting? 62-45, which is it's up there. It's back behind the Dodgers and the Brewers for best in the National League. But they'd only be a half game behind the Rays in the American League. What is it with the American League? Okay, so you got the Rays and the Yankees. You know, that's okay. All right. That's fine. That's kind of expected a little bit. The White Sox are leading the Central. No White Sox fan that I know had that on their scorecard. Not a one. And if any of them say that they did, I will call you a liar. But they're only 4 games up. They're only 4 games above 500 right now. Like, They're great at home. Dog crap on the road. Just awful. And the Rays are kind of like that too. The Rays are 24 and 28 on the road, 38 and 16 at home, which blows away. Yeah, blows away even the Dodgers. The Brewers are right there behind them at 36 and 20. But like, phew. That's positive run differential, man. White Sox got that positive run differential. Plus 41 right now. Cleveland keeps shooting themselves in the foot. They're at minus 19. Detroit has been playing like really well. But I gotta wonder, man. I gotta wonder how many more losses before they just say, all right, we're trading Scoob. We can't do this. How soon before it's just we just got how much now? August 3rd, right? That's the trade deadline. Third or fourth, you know. Third. Monday at 6 p.m. Like, how soon and how many more losses can the Tigers take before they trade Scooble? And does a team like the Mets like go? I don't think the Mets have the capital for it. I don't think the Mets are wanting to part with the capital for it. The Cubs got some players though. Cubs got a lot of players. Like I could see those two. I could see those two working at something. Because seriously, like the Cubs farm system is stacked. Stacked right now. So anyway, yeah, the Mets just annoy me. I'll go one further. I don't know any White Sox fans. Send Kodai and 100 mil hidden in his shirt as a bribe. I'm down for that. Yeah, come closer to Chicago. You'll meet some White Sox fans. I know a lot of White Sox fans actually. Like there's a lot around here. A lot around South Bend. So, I'm not gonna lie. I have a better time at the rate. I have a better time there than I do at Wrigley Field. You know, like they've put a lot into Wrigley Field, you know, to make it nice and updated and all that stuff. And the rate has fireworks, man. The rate has fireworks. Has the exploding scoreboard. So, excuse me. That's another thing about these Coke Zero Sugar, man. Like they will just make you just burp like all day. What do you think of Fenway? I'd like to go to Fenway. I haven't been to Fenway actually. My travels back east have basically stopped at New York the last time I've had to travel. So, how do you feel about the Red Sox as a whole? Is it an enemy? A little, a little. The Red Sox right now are just a massive disappointment. Like they've been doing that rebuild, player wise, roster wise. They've been doing a rebuild, and this was supposed to be the year where it all paid off. And you went out, you got Crochet, top flight starting pitcher. Didn't they win 15 straight? Yeah, but they should be where the Rays are. I mean, 15 in a row is great. 15 in a row is great. And it takes some talent to be able to do that. But they're sitting in third. Why are the Rays good, by the way? Something in the water, like something compels the coaching staff for that team to just be able to coach the hell out of that team. And there's some good pieces on that team. They may not pay a whole heck of a lot for him. Could the Rays do a half season rental of Scoop? That would be interesting. Caminero, he's fantastic. And honestly, I think it all kind of centers around him, really. Yeah, Junior Caminero, hell of a good infielder. Great hitter, too. Cedric Mullins got hooked up to the rejuvenation machine. Yandy Diaz has been playing lights out, too, hitting the balls really well. And then pitching. They get it done with pitching. If there's one thing that Tampa always seems to have, it's pitching. I heard enough. Add loans to baseball. On occasion, you see some of these trades. Like the most recent one that sticks out to me, it was the one back in 2016. All right, the Cubs, making their run, they decide to go all in. They acquire Aroldis Chapman from the Yankees. And he, shores up, gives him a, top flight closer. It's crazy that Chapman is still in the game, by the way. Still throwing like he does. And then the offseason comes around, and he re-signs with the Yankees. And then what kind of wound up working out is that, like, the top prospect from that trade that the Yankees got eventually wound his way back to to the Cubs organization. Like, through... Is that a deal? Is it a loan? I don't know. Conspiracy. But, it happens, kind of on a, wink, wink, nudge, nudge type of deal. But hell, like English soccer, do loans like that, loan a player. That's such a crazy concept here. Loan a player. European basketball has loan. Yeah, like sports in Europe. Just loaning players to each other. I'm not sure you could call it you'd have to call it something that has more than one syllable in this country. It'd have to be temporary allotment. Temporary player allotment. So I may I may have just fixed this. Loans usually work as farm systems. Send them to another league, either different country or lower league to get better. Yeah, yeah. Um, you got teams, trading minor leaguers, here, with baseball anyway. Like those happen a lot. Um, DFAs, things like that too. Designated for assignment, where a player basically gets waived, um, and can either take the assignment or leave the team, within, I think, within like a week or so. But it does happen that a team in EuroLeague loans a player to another EL. See, that gets crazy to me. You know, I wonder if there's like, has there been a like a gambling scandal at all connected with one of those loans, or what? I don't know. Oh, who the hell keeps blowing up my phone? So, it's usually written in the loan contract that the player can't play against their parent team, the one that loans them out. Okay, all right. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense at least. I'm still not sure that it would fly here in the states. I'm not totally sold on that. So anyway, oh, I think that kind of does it for me. I hear the dogs. They're outside, um, and I also have occasionally heard my wife go, "Heidi, Stella, shut up." So I think I may need to help out there. Maybe. Probably wouldn't be a terrible thing to do. Anyway, jimonsports.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Get everything basically sent to you. Look for clips. Podcast should be there shortly. If you missed it, if you came in the middle of it, if you missed anything, if you walked away, you get to hear that again. Um, so, European baseball is on. Not going to watch when they want $8 from me. European baseball. I remember those Great Britain uniforms from the World Baseball Classic. Great Britain. Like it's just written. So, anyway, jimonsports.com. Find all the links to all my stuff online. Sign up for the newsletter. Find the podcast there, and all that stuff. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.